Hello, this is Veronica Boostabed, and I am going to walk you through the application that I built. This is the Adopt a Dog application. This is a project that I built for the Flatiron School, and the requirement for this project was to build off of our previous Rails application and add some interactive features to it using JavaScript. As you can see, the application has a welcome message to the user, and this is an application that allows users to browse dogs from different animal shelters. They can also register as an owner, and they can adopt a dog if they would like to do so. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We're going to log into the application. And we're going to log in as Laura Rodriguez, who has administrative capabilities for the app. And click Login. And this takes us to the main profile page for the user. Currently, we are logged in as Laura Rodriguez, who is an admin person. And she has already adopted a dog. She has adopted the dog Mickey. For the first feature that I would like to show you, the requirement was to render a list of things, in other words, an index resource using JavaScript. And to navigate to this, we are going to go to the dog's index page. This page shows the list of all of the dogs that are currently available at the shelter. We have Max, Bella, Sophie, and Duke. And this is the Show Breeds button. When we click on the button, we get the different breeds for the dogs that are listed here. The breeds are Schnauzer, Labrador Retriever, Beagle, and Maltese. This button was built using a jQuery GET request, and the request was done to the internal Rails API for the application. For the next feature, we had to show something. It was, the requirement was to build a show resource using JavaScript. And to see this feature, we're going to click on a specific dog. We're going to click on the dog Max. This is the dog show page for Max. We see the different characteristics for the dog. We also see that the current adopted status is that the dog is available for adoption. This page shows us a picture of Max, and we also have a couple of options down here. We can either adopt the dog or we can edit the dog information. As of right now, only admin persons are able to edit dog information for the application. And if we scroll up here, we have this link. This is the breed description link. When we click on the link, we get a brief description of the dog. This states that a Schnauzer is a dog breed type that originated in Germany from at least 14th to 15th centuries. And if the user wants to learn more about the Schnauzer breed, they can click here on See Full Information. When you click on this link, this takes us to the exact Wikipedia page where we are retrieving this information from. We see the brief description that we saw earlier, and this page shows more pictures. It gives us more information about schnauzers. And this is meant to facilitate the experience for the user so that they're able to learn more about the different breed types and learn more while they're using the application. And if we go back here, the link was made with a fetch request. This is with vanilla JavaScript, and the request was made to the Wikipedia API. This is an external API. And for this next feature, we had to render a has-many relationship with JavaScript. The relationship that I decided to show was the relationship that a shelter has many dogs. And to show this, we're gonna go to the shelter show page. We are navigating to the first shelter, which is the New England Animal Shelter. We have a physical address here, and this is the Show Dogs button. When we click on the button, we show the different dogs that are currently available at the shelter. This button was built using a couple of serializers. We have a shelter serializer and also a dog serializer. In the shelter, we include dogs because we would like to display that relationship. And then because we are calling on dogs within shelters, we then need to specify within the dog serializer that we want to display the names of the dogs. And that is the reason that we are able to see the names of the dogs here. What I also did in the code is that I narrowed down the search to only those dogs whose adopted status is false. That means that the dogs are currently available at the shelter. And for the next feature, we had to submit a form that is submitted dynamically and is submitted with JavaScript. For the form, I decided to create a feedback form, and this is to allow users to submit any comments or any feedback regarding their experience with the application and their overall experience with the adoption process. And to navigate there, we need to go to the adoptions page. We see that as of right now, there's only one adoption, which is for Mickey. We are going to click on View Adoption. And this shows that this is regarding the adoption of Mickey. Mickey was adopted by Laura Rodriguez. And we are able to click here to submit feedback. This is the feedback form, again prompting the user to submit any feedback that they would like to, any information that they would like the application to know. And we are going to submit a comment here. And we click submit. And here we get a confirmation stating that the feedback was submitted successfully. It shows the owner, the dog, and also the specific comment that was provided. And just to show a little bit of the code that went into building this, we're going to go to our comments JavaScript file. First, we need to locate the form. We locate the form by its ID, which is new comment form. This form is located on our comments new page. We can see the beginning of the form. This is the ID here. And the rest of the form is rendered with a partial. We click on the partial here. We see the HTML div element, which also has its own ID, and the rest of the form that is listed here. And going back to our comments JavaScript file, we then add an event listener upon submission of the form. We prevent the default action, and we run an AJAX request. This is a post request specifically. The post request is to create a new comment. Post requests are used to create any new resources. Upon success of this request, we then execute the display comment function. This function takes in the data from the data that we received from the request. And with that data, we instantiate a new instance of comment. We then format the comment with the information that is listed in the prototype method. This prototype method formats the comment so that the information is displayed in a certain way. And then finally, we add the information and we append it onto the page. We used a constructor function. This lists the attributes for all instances of comment, including ID, feedback, adoption, dog, and owner. And we built a method on the prototype. These methods are especially useful for formatting, and that is exactly what we did here. We specified with the strong tags that we wanted this message to display in bold. We also display the owner, the dog, and the feedback, and we ask for this to be displayed with the specific keys here. And if we go back to the browser, we see that that is exactly what we have. We see the message is in bold, and we see the corresponding tags as we saw in the code, as well as the comment that was provided. As you can see, this is the application that I built. This is the Adopt a Dog application. We are able to render information without a full page reload. We are able to request and receive data back from a server. And this is all made possible by AJAX and JavaScript. It is thanks to these powerful technologies that we are able to build modern, robust applications, such as this application that has several dynamic and interactive features. We saw buttons, links, and a form that was submitted dynamically. It is these kinds of features that we are able to build with JavaScript, and that allows us to make our applications modern and robust. If you would like to see the code for this application, you can visit my GitHub account. The username is vboostabad. You can look for the application that is called Adopt a Dog application. I will be adding more CSS and building other features in the future, so please stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.